Hi, welcome to Social Research Insights. The mission of Social Research Insights is to promote open source software for both academic and corporate research needs. Okay, this is actually bipartite presentation on as how to use VLOOKUP function in LibreOffice Calc installed in Ubuntu 14.04. Bipartite, I mean, this is the second part of the series of presentations on using VLOOKUP function in LibreOffice Calc. Okay, in my first video I explained the purpose of this very demonstration, and that is we are actually preparing a student's marks memo, so that if I merely change the number, the serial number in the student registration number, and we must be able to retrieve the data automatically from the previous worksheet. So we have some streaming data in this worksheet. Somehow we are continuously capturing the student performance details, that in the form of a data matrix. As I said, we have 30 students in this class, and the performance of the students are kept in columns, each column representing the course name. So this is actually an arbitrary data. T1 stands for the course 1, T2 stands for the course 2, so on and so forth. And just below that row we have some numbers, and these numbers are the marks of the students secured in respective course. So for example, if I pick up the value 65, it is actually the performance of the student bearing name ABC1, and his registration number is ABC001 for course T1. So in short, I can say 65 is the marks of the student number 1 towards the course T1, and 80 is the marks of the student number 1 for the course T2, and so on and so forth. Okay, so now the mission of this activity is to just configure a data table, so that if by any moment if I change the serial number in the registration number, the marks automatically should appear against the respective courses. So for that, as I mentioned in my previous video, I can just simply come here and paste a special as in the form of matrix transpose. I mean, I can transpose here the values are horizontal, I'm sorry, and here I can use the transpose technique and paste special in LibreOffice Calc, so that the marks can be obtained from the previous worksheet, and they can be in fact copied to the next worksheet. So but that is not the way. I mean, it seems to be a bit the unintelligent way of doing the activity, but if we have wonderful functions in LibreOffice Calc, one of the functions that turns useful for us to manipulate a data array is VLOOKUP, and which is followed by HLOOKUP. So in this video I am going to use VLOOKUP. So let me explain you the syntax of VLOOKUP. In LibreOffice Calc, the syntax is rather a bit more easy compared to the MS Excel. So in LibreOffice Calc, we just have to go for we just have to type VLOOKUP and immediately followed by the criteria. So we have to keep the criteria, and after that we have to give the data array, I mean the criteria that need to be searched in a given data array, and followed by the value that need to be fetched, so I mean retrieved. So we just have to give the index. In LibreOffice Calc, it is called index. It is just a number, just like 1, 2, 3. 1 means first column, 2 means second column, 3 means third column, and followed by the sorting order. So here sort but this sort is optional, so we need not worry much about the sort. So we just have to take care the first three parts. That is, we need to mention the criteria. Next we have to spot the array from which we are going to retrieve the value that which satisfies the first option in the function VLOOKUP, which is known as criteria. And next one, the array from where the value need to be retrieved. So this is a short description to the function VLOOKUP. And after that, in this cell we are going to do that, we are going to put that function in this cell just against the course T1, and after that we just copy and paste in the rest of the cells. And coming to the third column where I mentioned grade, so here we are going to use if function, so that my criteria is going to be if the marks fall between 50 to 60, then it is just a pass, or I can say put C. I'm just going to put C there. And if the marks falls in between 60 to 75, then that's going to be B. And the last one, if the marks falls between 75 to 100, which is the maximum limit, it is going to be A. Else make it as fail. Okay, so this is how we are going to use if statement in order to make the grade in this cell. Okay, these are the two important functions we are going to use in this exercise in order to make a data table for students' performance. And finally we export this data to a format which we created just in the form of students marks memo, and after that we can just print that and distribute it to the students. So that is actually the entire plan of this activity. And now I'm going to do that. Just watch me as how I'm going to do VLOOKUP. So it highlights the function, just press enter and after that my criteria is going to be the student registration number, and after that I have to give, here you can see that, you know, index in the sense array. So now the arrow is highlighted at array. The second option in the mostly we call it as an argument in functional programming language. VLOOKUP is a function in which we have three arguments or three options. So it doesn't matter if you call argument or option. So now our data array is going to be from A2 to G30 comma. So we need to get the marks from the third column, so that is going to be the index. You see the arrow highlighted at the third option called index. So my idea is to retrieve the value 65 from the third column. So here I put the 3. See, here you can see that 3. Press enter. So now you got the 90. So let us go back and see. I think we got I'm sorry, just I have to make it as 1. Instead of 1 I kept it as 2. So we got a different value here. Instead of 65 we got 90. So I come back here and so now we got the 65 if you observe. So just before we got 90 because the student registration number was 2. Excuse me. So now we got 60. So we go back and we edit this value. Instead we just have to keep $sign so that I freeze this. The B1, this criteria is freezed because the cell doesn't change. Do not change, isn't it? So rest of the, even the array is also does not change, do not change, and this will change, isn't it? Right now we have 3, column number 3. So I copy this and go to rest of the cells. Copy, we get to 65 because we have the same index. Instead of 3 put 4. Now you got 80, 5, 73, 6, 88, 7. So we got 30. So let's go back and see. 65, 80, 73, 88, 13. So 65, 80, 73, 88, 13. Exactly. Now go to the grade. If and B7 is greater than 50, comma, B7 is less than 60 then keep it as C. Else if and B7 greater than 60 comma B7 less than 75, then keep B. Else if B7 less than greater than 75 and I forgot and okay, I'll put it later. I'll keep it here and less than greater than 75 and less than B7 less than 100, then keep A. Else fail. Okay, so let's close the parenthesis. 1 2 3 4, I don't know, 1 2, let's I'm sorry, here there is actually dot instead of comma, so this is a small typo in my command. Now yes, B. Control C, Control V. Now this guy failed in course number 5. I have total marks is equal to sum of, that is advantage of using spreadsheet. We have wonderful, and here it's going to be average and is equal to average of all the marks and average grade. Okay, just say Control. So this guy got B but failed in course number 5, so we should be very sorry for this guy. And now this name is going to be VLOOKUP. Lookup, enter. The criteria is A2 comma the first two columns in the data matrix and the second. So this is the name of the guy. Okay, now so this is everything. Okay, here it is blah blah blah, we don't know the address, this is just a kind of arbitrary. So now we're going to change to, so now you see the values tend to change. So now instead of copying the data from the previous sheet, I just change these values 3 4 5. So we can simply copy this table and use it in our format, word format that we did for the sake of printing a marks memo of the student. I just tweak this data table further. I center the values, and after that I make them bold and italic so that they will be a bit different from the rest of the values. And I can also change the grade here, bold and italic, and these are the character strings that I make them bold and italic. Okay, so now our table is ready, so we'll just go copy this, go to the student marks memo which we already formatted before, paste it in this. Okay, so we just have to highlight only those cells which we need instead of the entire. So first let me change this into 1, and now these are the details of the student number 1, and copy everything, go to the format and paste it. Okay, we got a wonderful student memo, marks memo. See here, this is how we can just make a student's marks memo, which is the summary of the student performance towards 5 different courses with the total amount of marks and average marks with the overall performance grade and the result. Okay, and this student has got B overall performance but unfortunately failed in course number 5. So this is how we can just now print this marks statement. We can also change it as a PDF file, and later sorry, documents, student 1, and change into the PDF and go to, so we got this student performance marks memo, and print it and share it with the student. Okay, so this is the purpose of using VLOOKUP. So we can use VLOOKUP for some certain such activities. This is only an example where we can prepare the student memo sheet given some performance data in some worksheet. We can export the data. We can retrieve the student performance grades, the marks, and later we can assign the grade, and finally we can export this data into a Word format, which we can convert into a PDF file. This we can share online, or we can also print this and finally share with the student. Okay, thank you.